Hey, welcome back to B&B Talk. It's Paul. Big change of pace on this episode, so I'll catch you up. But do me a favor, don't forget to subscribe, hit that button. Okay, the first thing we see is Caroline, and she finally returns to Forrester, and she's got a party waiting for her. We've got Ridge bringing her in, and Pam and Charlie are there. Carter is there, and Eric is there. It's the first time we've seen Ridge and Eric in a room in quite a while, so it's interesting to see the dynamic between them after Eric was basically put out the same time Rick was. We also see a big toast, and it's very good. Caroline's really touched about being back, and she says so. Now, after that, she thanks Ridge for all the help in helping her to get back, helping her take her first steps. Now, after that, we see Pam, and Pam is fielding a lot of calls, actually, about Maya. Everyone, including the tabloids, thinks that Forrester has gotten rid of Maya, and they're up in arms about it. And so eventually we see a meeting, and it's Caroline and it's Eric and it's Ridge, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to sort this whole thing out. Now, Eric's got a suggestion, but Ridge initially doesn't like it. He suggests that they bring Maya back because that's what the public demands. And Caroline points out that, one, she wasn't fired, and that her being transgender had nothing to do with her doing her job. So she comes out in support of Maya, which is very interesting. Now, Ridge, he doesn't want her back, not because she's transgender, and he says this, he doesn't want her back because he's afraid that, she'll bring Rick back. And so he's got good reason to be worried about that. But Eric sort of coaxes him and says, that it's the right thing to do. And Ridge eventually relents, and he agrees, and he goes to see her. Now, I'll catch you up on that a bit later. Now, the other thing we see Maya show up at Rick's door, and he says he's got a surprise. He tells her there's a party going on, and she's very curious about that. But the party's actually for her, and he pours them martinis, and they toast. And he asks her, how things are in her apartment. She admits it's a bit cramped, and eventually he gets to his point. He wants her to move back in, and he tells her how much she means to him and how much courage she's given him by the way that she's come through this. Now, Maya's a bit hesitant at first, and eventually it comes out. She thinks that by coming back, Rick might not feel the same way about her, and it might be different between the two of them. And Rick steps up to the plate. He lays a big kiss on her. It's very tender, and he said, "Does this answer your question?" And eventually Maya agrees to move back in. Now, their little reunion is broken up because Ridge shows up, and Ridge gets right to the point, and he says, "We want you back at Forrester." Now, Maya's shocked by this, obviously, and she reminds him that she, tendered her resignation. And it doesn't take Rick too long to figure out that the reason that he's there is because there's public outcry. Now, Ridge doesn't duck the issue. He says he's not a fan of Maya, and the two of them don't like each other, but he thinks it's the right thing to have her back, and he wants her back at lead model. And Maya, she looks right in his face and tells him, "That's great. I think I can do a lot of good. I think that what I've gone through can help a lot of people, but I've got one condition." You know what that condition is? She wants Rick back with her. And that's where we leave things. Ridge is posed with a big question, so we'll have to wait till the next episode to find out if there's an answer to that one. And at any rate, I'll keep you posted. It's Paul, it's B&B Talk. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.